so much. Next, we got One Music PH. One Music PH.
Hello.
So, can we get this microphone up a little bit? Is that possible?
Right.
Excuse us, very, very quick coffee break whilst I hand you
Hello,
this microphone.
Ivan.
So, come on over.
Very nice to see you. Handsome today.
Do we know which microphone that is?
Chris from One Music here, thanks. The question is, could you share some funny stories from your struggling years, so to speak?
Struggling.
That's a bit of a oxymoron.
Strongest was
Funny stories
struggling
from
years.
throughout the years.
Throughout the years.
Great question. Thank you.
I remember when you fell through the stage, that was quite funny. Remember that on some of our first club gigs? And your leg just went straight through the stage.
Yes, there was lots of. When we started doing anything together, we did under 18s discos and schools, and some of the stages were kind of just thrown together. And I think we've all fallen through a stage at some time, haven't we?
Yeah, but that was just the stage we were going through.
Good joke.
He's not even a dad, and he's got all the dad jokes.
Anybody remember the 90s fashion? Yeah. Do you remember what we used to wear? Because it's really changed now. As you see Ben in his, he's got his ankle socks and his joggers
Isn't
on.
that show
Very,
the
very
flash?
comfortable,
Sexy
down
ankle.
fashion. Very sexy. But back in the day, Ben liked to wear cargo pants that we could probably fit 3 of us in. And I tell you, they were like, how big were they?
They were like parachute pants.
They were like parachute pants. Yeah, there was a strong gust of wind and he would take off. But we had a lot of fashion faux pas, a lot of the things that we wore that we probably wouldn't be seen dead in now. But it was all of the era. Although I am trying to bring the vest back. But it just seems like I'm the only one in that. I keep saying, let's go throwback, let's wear vests again. And they're like, nah, you can do that.
We wanted to grow curtains, but we just can't anymore. Which is good.
I think we could. It's just not that. Well, because it is fashionable. I don't know what the fashion is back over here, but back home, all the 90s is very big now. I see a lot of people with curtains, a lot of people with baggy pants. So maybe we're just back in fashion.
I think flares are back in again. That's the 3rd time since I've been alive. That's how long I've been alive.
We also went through
Flares have been in 3 times.
But we went through a stage where we all wore flares.
We did the flared stage during Make It Good, the Make It Good album, which had Caught in the Middle of it. We had stylists that said, yeah, this is what you guys should wear. So we were wearing these flares. And I mean, Ben, you were really young. I mean, we were too young to be wearing that stuff. It wasn't really right for our generation. I always thought we looked a bit funny, but it's now back in fashion. I've got another funny story for you. I don't know if we told this before, but we were on a train back from a big concert that we were doing, and we were on the way to a next concert, and we were on the train, and we were alerted that the Prime Minister of Britain was on the train with us. So that at the time was Prime Minister Tony Blair, and he actually came into our carriage and came to speak to us. And he said, it's kind of lucky that you're here because we've just been told, I'm not going to do a Tony Blair impression. He said, we've been told that there are a lot of fans waiting for you guys at the station where we need to get off. So you could give us a handy little diversion. If you get off first, all the fans will come and run over to you and then we can just disappear, without any attention. That was the idea. And he also told us that his sons were fans and that we were going to give him a CD. We signed autographs. We were like in absolute awe that Tony Blair had come up and said hello to us on the train. And then the train was coming to a stop. We go, oh, that's amazing. Tony Blair.
We were all on our phones telling our families who we just met.
And then we see Tony Blair getting off the train, and all the fans are going, oh, Tony Blair. And we realised that we didn't get off the train. We were so kind of caught up in the moment that we forgot to get off the train.
I just remember our security detail on the outside like this. And they had to drive to the next city to pick us up. And we weren't that great of diversion, really.
Yeah. Well, as they say, you had to be there.
Yeah. Great story.
Great story.
Very long story, Mark.
That's all right.
All right,
Some funny
thank
stories.
you. Thank you so much, One Music PH. We got IFM 93.9, RMN. I know that you're here. Yes, please.
Are you sure you're from there?
Hi.
Hello.
Good afternoon. So, as you said, you have like 1,500 concerts that you've done, no? But do you have any pre-show rituals before going on stage? During
Pre-show
the concert?
rituals?
Like, what do you
What do we
usually
do?
do when you conduct concerts?
We give each other a hug, but we just mainly chill out. It's quite a relaxed backstage area that we have, mainly because we've been doing it for so long and we're so used to doing it. It's sort of just, us getting on stage is obviously an amazing thing to do, but it's just like second nature. So we're quite chilled. We're just sitting around.
Ben actually has a routine that he always has to do right before we go on stage, don't you, Ben?
Oh, that's true actually. I have to pee just before I go on stage, otherwise it's in my head. You know when you don't really need to pee, but you think, oh, maybe I need to pee?
No.
Think yourself into
No.
meetings.
Yeah, so when they hit play on the intro video, I have to go for a pee, otherwise the whole gig is ruined. And I have to go for a pee.
Any
just
time
before the encore.
you're off the stage, you
Has to-
have to
yeah.
do it. And that's been from day one. His ritual. That's one thing that stood the test of time. That even lasted longer than his curtains.
But I think we'd rather go with the hug answer.
And
Rather
we
than
like to
having a
hug
whole
before
section
we go
about
on.
men.
But you know what? We've never combined the two. Perhaps we need to have a hug while I pee to give you some moral support.
Yeah, it's a good, decent, wholesome people over here. So let's move on from
Okay.
that. We absolutely do give each other a group hug, and that's a really important.
Hug them while you pee. Maybe that's what we should have called the song.
It's determined.
Just be sure.
Hug them in the can.
while you pee. Yeah. Sorry, that was a long section.
Group
about
hug.
pee.
There we go, it didn't make any sense.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
the
so
question.
much. And I heard the Philippine Concerts is here. Philippine Concerts. Thank you so much.
Hi, welcome back.
Hello, good to be back.
My question is, what's your favorite song to perform live and why?
Ooh, I think we probably all have different. I really like performing Like a Rose because it's the best song ever. And I don't know, like I sort of have an opportunity to sometimes, if it doesn't look too scary down there, I jump into the audience and see people. Or we get up on stage, or we just there's a bit of interaction going on there. But there's quite a lot of our songs that we do interactively. What's yours?
Well, because we've been doing all these songs for so long, I love it when anything changes, or you have to do something different, or you have to think on the fly and change things up. But we've actually, we're really fortunate when we come to this part of the world. A lot of our other songs are hits that aren't hits in the UK, so we get to perform songs like Walking in the Rain. I can't remember when we last performed that in the UK, a long time ago, probably 20 plus years. So I love.
We did do it on our last tour in the UK, but we'll forget that.
Yes, we did. We did. We had a big tour in the UK called the A-Game Tour, where we actually did Walk in the Rain. That went down very well there. But another song that we don't do so much, One Last Song. I love performing on that. I don't even sing much on that, but I just love performing the song, playing it. It's a great tune.
I think one of my favorite songs is One More Try. I love performing that with playing the guitar.
We should just have a sing-along. Yeah. I don't know.
You know, what song do you want us to? Do you like to hear us sing? Is it?
Oh,
You're my girl.
Be my girlfriend.
My girl.
That's really cool, because that song wasn't released as a single in the UK. So we didn't know it was released as a single out here, and we were backstage, this is 15, 20 years ago, and the record company was backstage saying, oh, where's my girlfriend song? Like, what song? And we literally had forgotten it. Absolutely, none of us knew the lyrics, and it's one of my favorite stories because I had a mini disc player with a demo of it, and I was sitting backstage right before I go on stage, and the band didn't know the song or anything, trying to memorize the words, and so we get on stage, and I got the first line, the first verse, hey, can you see the sun again, and then boom, I couldn't remember anything else, and then I do, like there's a little trick that artists do when they forget lyrics. They go, come on guys, help me out. And the audience sang from line to the rest of the song. And it was like goosebumps. So I really love it.
We're going to recreate that moment now. So, aching to see the sun again. Let's go. And it was just like that when we did it 20 years ago. Audience.
Yeah.
The whole audience of 7 sang it. That was like, maybe we should do the girl. If you would be my girlfriend, I would be in heaven.
All 10% of you sing. Right? We should add that in. We're not doing it.
My girl.
We gotta do If You Were My Girl, come on.
We weren't going to do that in this year, so because of you, we might have to do it now.
But we do have these fantastic sound check parties that we do before the main concert, where we get to interact with our fans, answer questions like we're doing here now, and also do some songs that we are doing on the main show. So we will add If You Were My Girl to the sound check party.
That's a good idea. Good idea.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Hey Paul, you didn't say which song you like to sing. Go.
I like to sing.
I was going to say perform, and then it turned into sing.
Singing songs are one of my favourite things. And one thing I like to do, especially over here, because we don't get to do it a lot back home, is Living the Dream. That's one of my favourites. So yeah, she knows it. You go, girl. Very good.
All right, so thank you so much. Soundcheck Manila. She's the girl.
Sound check. Let's go.
The mic sounds nice, check 1.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Can hear you well.
Hi, so Mark, I interviewed you during the pandemic via Zoom to promote your new single. So yay! So nice to see you guys.
Yeah.
I think I've been at every press conference since you guys came here, and it's always super duper fun. So thank you guys for being so fun and nice.
Thank you.
And Learn to Fly, actually you helped me when I was going through a really rough time in my career. So it's really, really special, a special song to me. Do you have any songs that are like have a personal meaning to you and really, really special, and which one are those? Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you for mentioning Learn to Fly. To answer your question, that's one of the most special ones to me, because when I was growing up, I was bullied in school, and so I always felt a little bit on the outside. It wasn't so much the physical bullying. It wasn't, it happened I was locked into cupboards and pushed into the toilets and that kind of stuff. But the one thing that hurt the most was when I didn't feel included. When there was a party in my hometown and everyone in my class was there, that I wasn't invited, those kind of things. So the song to me was actually about how I look at my life in order to go through the hard times. The way I looked at my life was as a story, as a book. And there are no great stories that just start out with the main character wins the lottery, finds the love of his or her life, and then they live happily ever after. That's a boring story. All the greatest stories in life, maybe they have, all the greatest stories in life, they have like a bad guy, and maybe it's not until the final chapter that the good wins in the end, that kind of stuff. And I looked at my life like that, and I realized that if I don't keep reading in the story, if I don't keep writing new chapters in my life, I might miss out on the best thing of the whole story. It might be in the next chapter that I win the lottery, or find the love of my life, or anything. So that's what I keep telling myself. I need to keep turning the pages and seeing what happens next, because I don't want to miss out on the best thing. And that's the message. It was kind of a song to encourage myself to keep going. And that's one of the great things about songwriting, is that we try to write songs for ourselves that make us feel something profoundly, and our hope is that someone else might feel those emotions as well. So when you tell me that it helped you, that song, it just makes me extremely happy.
Yeah, I was crying during the last concert. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. So my next question is, the Philippines is so close to your heart. You always say that. What are some of your most memorable moments here? Thank you, and that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I took a visit to Boracay last time we were here, and I went to another island called Ginto Island, which was lovely. I actually got engaged on Ginto Island. And yeah, that was probably what I remember, one of my fondest memories, other than the concerts, obviously. And the amazing press conferences, that's my favourite part, of course.
Thank you. All right, we got also 103.5 K-Light. Yeah, K-Light.
With light.
With a light hair. All right.
Hi guys, my name is Ali. I'm from 103.5 K-Light. I just want to say welcome back to the Philippines.
Thank you.
Glad to have you back. And as you guys already know, the Philippines is home to a lot of talented musicians. And for sure, A1 has definitely inspired a lot of them, of course. So, being a band that is celebrating their 25th anniversary already in the music industry, what advice can you give the aspiring artists who want to stay as solid as you guys?
Wow, that's a really good question. And in some ways, we probably can't give a lot of advice to young and aspiring artists these days because it's a completely different landscape and things are done so completely different and it's much more social media focused and driven and I think we could probably learn a lot from artists these days about how to connect with audiences, but one thing that we do have is that longevity and that experience that you learn from having done this for so long. So the most important thing that I would say as advice would be to really work on sustaining good, strong relationships. Relationships within the band, dealing with everything that you need to deal with, especially some of the bigger bands over here, bands like SB19 and stuff, where you've got quite a lot of members in the band. It's very hard to keep everybody on a level where everybody's happy and everybody's content and fulfilled. Being in a band, it's your moods are in different places at all different times. So what I would say to any up and coming band is just over-communicate. Over-communicate how you feel, don't under-communicate. Because if you under-communicate, there's so many things left unsaid, and then resentment builds up, and then things are unsaid, and then things blow up and fall apart. So the best thing you can do is over-communicate feelings, work on your relationships, and also just enjoy it. Enjoy every moment, and don't take anything for granted. Don't think it's going to be here forever, because you have a lot of bands that are here today, gone tomorrow. We're very fortunate. We're one of the fortunate ones, but I could probably name you 20 bands now that were around when we were around that aren't doing this anymore, unfortunately. So best advice, over-communicate within the band, enjoy yourselves, and just focus on those relationships.
And eat your vegetables. Okay? Very good for you.
Thanks for that great question.
Thank you, congratulations.
Thank you so much.